Hey there, folks. It's Brian. How you doing? I just debuted a video. What do they call that? I just premiered my latest video, and it was a good time. And yeah. Now I just made this. I just like went like there's so much effort to make this video that I don't think will appeal to a whole lot of people, but yet I was compelled to do it, and I was compelled to get through the end of it. And I don't know, like there's some theory about like the false, what is it, it's like the fallacy of something where you like you start to organize your record collection, and then you're like, oh no, wait, I don't want to order it alphabetically, but I've already started ordering it I've already done. I can't abort mission. I need to finish this version before I start reordering it chronologically. And it's somehow there's some fallacy about wasting your time trying to complete a task that doesn't deserve to be completed. And maybe if I were to measure the success of that video that I just made about this amazing bookstore in Daikanyama called Shin Sakabashi Books, if I were to measure the success of it by how many views it got, maybe that fallacy would ring true or something. But I had so much fun making it that I just wanted to continue along and get to the end. So I saw about eight or nine people watching in the background, and maybe there might have been 10 at one point. I appreciate everybody who stuck around and watched it. I really, really appreciate it. It was a really long, big ask, and anybody who gave that video their attention, I humbly, deeply, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for you could have been somewhere else, and you could have been listening or watching something else, but the fact that you just hung on to that thing, I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And that's what I actually wanted to like come on today to talk just a little bit about. I don't want to go off too long, but I kind of touched on this. Been able to like live stream a little bit more than usual the last several days, just because I've had a little bit of time to myself. But something has just sort of like come to light a little bit, just a little tiny bit. And it's like the familiar faces that I keep seeing on commenting on my videos and encouraging me and leaving these like sometimes really thoughtful, really nice comments that like took some time to write and like were written to really uplift me. And I just have to, I show them to my friends. I'm like, look what this person wrote. Can you believe somebody wrote that about this video? It's so nice. And I've just been really touched. And I wanted to send out a thank you. And something I think that I'm seeing, and maybe I'm like kind of out of my mind, but is like I keep seeing some homies. I see some repeating homies who keep showing up for me and who keep liking and commenting and being in the chats of the live stream and who really motivate me. And like what was it, about 8 or months ago or so, I sort of joked about making this roster of like people in this vinyl community as a way for us to kind of like know who each other are, and for anybody who might be kind of new to the space, for them to kind of get their bearings a little bit. And it got shot down pretty hard. But when I said that I was just going to do it for myself anyway, it got shot down even further. And I don't know, I understandably, people didn't really, I think, understand the intention behind what I wanted to do. And that was just to be like, have like a meaningful connection with everybody. And I think it would be impossibly hard to like do that in this sort of like such a public forum. Like it's just too big, and there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. So it's like, but I do see the same, couple dozen people who keep leaving comments on my videos, and I'm just like, they could be leaving comments on other things. They could be making their own videos. They could be watching other people's videos and leaving comments on their videos, but they're leaving comments on mine. And I actually like wanted to go through um my sort of analytics and go through my comments and just go through my memory and sort of list up and what's the word, take stock of like everybody who's like just been really supportive of me. And so I listed up my just my homies, and I just wanted to call some of you guys out. So I've gotten some super chats. Um I've got some sort of like benefactors almost. I've got some just some really amazing goodwill coming my way, and I don't really want to take it for granted. And um, I want to try to continue to cultivate it, and I want to continue to appreciate it, and I don't want to lose sight of what it is. And I somehow I feel um, like a seed got planted, and it's like growing. And so I'm gonna just rattle off some names here. These are like in they're some of the people who have repeatedly left comments on my videos, I just basically like went back like a month. I didn't even go back that far, but I know there's like more people on here that I haven't forgot, that I've missed, and I'm sorry to you who I've missed. And this is not like a slight at anybody else who I'm connected with on the vinyl community, or it's not like this isn't like a you don't need to feel slighted that I'm not mentioning you, but I just wanted to thank the people who leave messages on my videos. And I've been accused before, not in YouTube world, but in like through this other work that I do, that I'm like, I come to the I sort of have like my intentions aren't altruistic, or they're not true, or something like that, or that I might um I might be doing this for, like, I might, by making a public thank you, it might be more about me than it is about you. Like, I've been accused of that before. And maybe I'm guilty as charged, but I think, to me, in my heart, it feels like important for me to just acknowledge the people who have like just repeatedly left really heartwarming comments, and I could just reply to them on the comments thing, and that would probably be enough. And I could probably send everybody, thank you messages on email or Instagram, or go find them out. But I don't actually have everybody's Instagram. I don't have and I try to reply to every single comment that I get, but um like every single one, like I hope I don't, I mean, I sometimes like, yeah, anyway, let me just give a big shout out. um Gary Harris, these are in alphabetical order, so they're not in order. So Gary Harris, thank you, in Baltimore, for being on the streams a lot recently. I appreciate it. And I'm not going to stop at every single one, but 4D, you're always showing up. I appreciate you being here. And so many comments and engagements, and I'm sure that like actually helps the algorithm. And I know you're like not part of the numbers game or whatever, but it pushes the channel forward. So thank you for all the engagement. A perfect prescription. It's been really cool getting to know you. You have like your contribution to the Japan Vinyl Tech, which I'm still listening to and which I'm still putting out, and I've got more people to thank that probably won't even be on this list. And but I always see your name popping up in my comments, so thank you. Baraka P Dub, Paul, thank you for your support. And just like, you don't leave so many comments, but when you do, they're meaningful. And I can't scroll that far back without seeing another one from you, and another one from you, and another one from you. So I really appreciate it. Breakfast King Leola is always in the chats. Paul, thank you. Bryce, my homie in Arizona, really appreciate you, Bryce. Thank you so much. Every time I get encouraged by your encouragement and support. So thank you, Calvin Wazoo, Richard, and are you in Chicago, Richard? Are you in Denver? I forget where you are, but I want to know where you guys are. I want to know your names. And so I just made my own little list here, and this is just my list of it's. I'm not doxing anybody. I hope not, and I'm not. I'm not. I hope I'm not collecting any information that nobody wants me to collect. It's just your YouTube channels. That's it, and your names if you've been public about them causing a catastrophe. I don't know your name, but you always leave comments on my videos. I appreciate you. Christopher Kibler, you're new, but you've been commenting on a lot of my videos. I appreciate it. Chance, Concert Buddy, shows up in the chats and shows up on videos. I appreciate you, Concert Buddy. And I think I think Concert Buddy is like he's a pretty outspoken voice. He's got like I think Concert Buddy's probably one of the hardest working people in the VC, I think. And I that when I'm guessing not to diminish the comments that he leaves on my videos, but I bet you he's doing what I'm doing, which is like making Vinyl Richie, who's not on my list. Vinyl Richie doesn't leave comments on my videos, but he called the vinyl community at large for not for being a bunch of what do you call it, like takers and not givers. Yes, Ed Topo, you're on this list, Ed Topo. I'll just give my thank you to Ed Topo. You're coming up, actually, Ed. This is the directory. But no, it's not the defendant. This is just people who leave leave thank yous on my videos all the time. Dallas, SK, I don't know who you, but let me, before I just, Chance, I just, you're a connector and a cultivator. And I even if it's like, I don't mean to, like, even if you're making the rounds, I have a feeling everybody gets to hear from Chance. I hope. He just seems like that kind of dude. It's very much a compliment. And the fact that he'd cruise by mine on his doing the rounds, which I just have a hunch that he does. I appreciate that he stops by. Dallas, I got tons of comments from you. Thank you, Dallas SK. Dan B left me a great comment a few days ago, recommended that I make a sign that says show me your records, and I took that to heart and I actually made a sign, and that I appreciate that. Dino Vanjak, I didn't recognize your name, but I seen you on a couple of recent streams and you've left comments in the last couple months. Appreciate it. Scott, DJ Vinyl Vertigo, often shows up in the chats. He's watching my videos. I try to watch Scott's. I appreciate it. Stuart in Nashville, dude ass face, thank you for always your support. I feel anyway, I don't want to stop at everyone, but Stuart, you just feel like you're the wind beneath my wings. Really, every time we connect, I get uplifted. I just listened to your thing. Actually, you know what? Let me pause for 1 second and come back just to break this up a little bit. Stuart, dude ass face in Nashville, sent me a message. He was talking about a song that I played on piano like yesterday, and he sent me, it was Brown Eyed Women in red grenadine. The bottle was dusty, but the liquor was clean. I was just admiring the lyrics. It was like, it's so literary, this song, and the song, it's the lyrics are, gone are the days when the ox fall down, take up the yoke and plow the fields around. Gone are the days when the ladies say please, gentle Jack Jones, won't you come to me? And well, gosh, this is long. It's much longer than I expected. I'm looking at a vertical screen now, and it's entirely too long to read. But he sent me the backstory of the what is this one? Brown Eyed Women. He sent me the backstory and about one of the archivists connected to the Grateful Dead, and who had like inherited the original handwritten lyrics of Brown Eyed Women, and along with extra verses that didn't make it into the song, and Robert Hunter's handwriting, and reference to all the sort of lines, like what's one of them, like 1920 when he stepped to the bar, drank to the dregs of the whiskey bar. 1930 when the wall caved in. I heard that lyric a million times. That is a reference to Wall Street. 1930 when the walls caved in. I didn't know what it meant, but it meant Wall Street. I thought it was like somebody working in a mine. Anyway, Stuart always is dropping some science on me, and I really appreciate that. Stuart, thanks for your message recently. Ed Topo, thank you for being here right now. You've got some comments in the in the chat right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'll get to the comments here in a second. Feather Girl, my homie Andrea, who I run the Ridiculous with. It's our sort of imaginary, well, not imaginary, it's our podcast where we read short essays about fish stuff. She's just a new kind of like commenter on my channel, so I'm really stoked to have Andrea around. You should go follow. Maybe I'll leave some links to these channels. Fitz Electric Bar, Brian in Vancouver, dude. He's another one that's like you're watering the plants, you're out growing the crops, you're out cultivating the community. And we've all, I think I can speak for everybody when I say we're really enjoying all the interviews. The Fitz interviews are really cool. F Zappa 20 knew somebody who's been on my radar for a long time and who I became on their radar. They're leaving lots of comments. Glenn Bottomley, Ted, I owe you, and I'm like so behind on the email, but I always appreciate your comments. You've left numerous ones and I'm always uplifted every time I see them. Thank you so much. Grasshopper, you've recently left a bunch of comments and I feel like, oh, here's a new pal. We got a new pal. So thank you. Harry's Music Room, you've been good about leaving comments on my videos. I appreciate it. I need to leave. I know you make videos. I know so many people have already mentioned that I need to go leave. I'm trying to be, I hope let this be a motivation for myself to go leave some comments on your videos. And like the fact that I've just, I don't know, listed them up, maybe it'll, I can go have a day where I can just go down my list and I can like, okay, these guys, I owe these guys a thank you, Herc was sending me funny memes and leaves comments on the videos. I am one of us leaving comments on my videos a lot. Thank you so much. I am whatever you want me to be. I don't know who you are, but you often leave comments on my videos. Thank you. Yvonne Music Man is always encouraging and leaving comments. James Farley is always in the chat saying what's up. Thank you, James. Kevin made this. I have like 4 Kevins. So Kevin made this. Thank you. Always I got a comment from Kevin recently that was so heartwarming. I mean, it's kind of what actually inspired this very list. I'll pull it up. I mean, I hope we all get nice comments. I mean, I hope we all get, like, if you put some intention into a video and you make it and you work really hard at it and, when somebody says like, you suck, it's like that one tends to resonate. Unfortunately, those, like, you can't unhear those, but it's like, the comments that, like, I mean, I want to read this one that Kevin made. He said, awesome as always, Brian. Loved your short tour of Shimokizawa, and the sit-down chat with the bands was fun. Japanese people, especially the youth, are so enjoyable and have so much life and creativity. Also enjoyed your internal dialogue at the beginning. Don't second-guess yourself. Do what feels right as you have a strong character. Thank you. God, living in Japan has rubbed off well on you. You can see how much you enjoy being in Japan, and I look forward to seeing more of what you love about Japan through your lens. Good luck with the sign that Dan B recommended that I make. And for what it's worth, the one-man show has a lot of charm. Appreciate all the effort you put into your craft. Enjoy. Thank you so much, Kevin. Made this. Like, I get a comment like that every, I don't mind. I like the, once again, great video, or, hey, here's a little anecdote about the thing. Like, I love all of them. Or here's one. Hey, we just found your video. Thank you for sharing about us. Or, hey, cool ride, Brian, have a good day. Those are great, but like when you get one that just kind of hits at the heartstrings, it just gives you pause and it makes you really appreciate. And it's when I see you guys repeatedly on the comments and on the videos, that I really just it really is meaningful. M Fidelity, Dave in California, who I'm so happy. Dave is somebody who I've met in person. He's so good about leaving comments, and he's kind of a Japanophile. He knows kind of Japan more than I do. He's been coming here since the 90s. Nick Fantasy. Nick is always good about leaving comments, and he leaves super chats from time to time. Ninja Cat Matt, kind of a newcomer to the Tokyo Record Style channel, who doesn't even care about vinyl records. He's just here for, I guess, me, or he's here for, goofing off with me, and that's really heartwarming. And I thank you, Ninja Cat Matt, for so much engagement. You've been leaving so many comments on my videos, and I'm almost like can't get. I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to. I hope you stick around, and I hope we can meet in person someday. North Carolina vinyl picker Art, always leaving nice, kind messages and always signing it. Art, hey, da 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 da, signed Art, which I really love. That's really warm. OJC's Greg leaves comments on the videos. Thank you, Greg, for popping up in the chat from time to time and leaving comments on the videos. One Person's Opinions, heaps of amazingly sweet, nice comments. Kevin in Australia, remind me where you're. Ornico Flojo, a newcomer to the channel. Thank you, Ornico Flojo. I'm just going to keep going here. I don't know your name. Paul at Psychoplatter. I don't know. I guess that, like I said earlier about Chance, that he makes the rounds like a doctor. I don't mean makes the rounds in a insincere way, but he makes the rounds. I would assume. Mazzy has to make the rounds. You have to, if you're out there, being among the people, you got to make the rounds, right? And I don't guess Paul at Psychoplatters makes a whole lot of rounds. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe he does, but he's got a family, and when he pops up, I feel like, wow, I feel very blessed to have his attention. So thank you so much. I just got a comment here from Northern Revolutions. Rob, what's up, dude? Rob, who does the basement sessions, live from the basement, and with Daryl and Joe. Joe and Daryl, thank you guys, and Rob, all three of you guys, for coming around. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I really am super inspired by your channel and by your live stream. Like it's such a good vibe. You guys have got like full snark, the sweetest, the gentlest Canadian snark. What was it? It was something this week. It was like 10 Bad Records or whatever, but it was really sweet. But thank you, Rob, for being here. And Joe as well, who's made some appearances on the channel recently. It's real nice. Rich, who I used to know who I see popping in Rachel's show, he comes around. Rich, thank you so much for being here. My homie Rob in Alaska, like he's somebody and my friend RJ, who's somewhere on this list also. Like those guys they don't have anything to do with anything. They don't have anything to do with music. They don't have anything to do with records. They're just like old homies who I don't know if they have YouTube accounts. I don't know if they leave videos on any other YouTube videos except for mine, because we're friends, and maybe I'm the only one that they know who's making videos in their circle of friends. So I've just Rob Brown, shout out to you. Appreciate you, buddy. And RJ, man, my brother from another mother. What's up, dude? Yuto Hiroi, you just came into my world. I appreciate you being here. Sadly, I think he's the only Japanese guy on the list, but I want to pull something up, actually. I don't know if it's coming through. It might not be loading up onto my, dang it, it's not. I'm going to come pull it out. But here, a couple more. Bill Codville pops up in the chat. Bill Codville, thank you for being here. Spinning Grooves, somebody who I don't know from Tulsa, but my hometown. He's like, yo, I know you. We had never met, but I'm from your hometown, and we probably know the same people. And Spinning Grooves, thank you. Stunty leaves comments on the videos, pops into the chat, comes on to the live streams. My homie, thank you, Stunty. My homie, Uncle Weed in Okayama. Shout out to Uncle Weed. Uncle Weed's got a great channel. I recommend you follow him. I'm gonna maybe tag all these people in maybe like a public, like members post, sort of, not members, but like a public post or something. Vintage Artworks, my friend Anahita, who also is not connected to vinyl community at all, but she's like somebody who is so encouraging. She sends me packages. She sent me that beautiful red 45 that I was playing with the other day. She made like an objet artwork. Wyoming Dave, I'm getting down here in the W's and the TU and the XYZs here. Wyoming Dave always leaving chats. always leaving. Yornimer is hopping on both on the YouTube channel and Twitch. I'm over on Twitch. Go look for Tokyo Record Style on Twitch. Sometimes I have like really nice DJ streams with just Yornimer and me hanging out. Yornimer, I always appreciate you. Thank you for leaving comments. And even when it's just like one person hanging out on a stream, like it's just, you know, it's nice. So I appreciate you. Zeb leaves comments. Zeb, I want to know you more. I don't know well about you. You seem like ubiquitous and yet nowhere at the same time. I want to know you, but I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. Bill's Box of Sound, who I watched this morning, maybe has been on the streams before. Thank you, Bill. And JBB, who I just met on the last video that I hosted and just threw me a $5 tip and encouraged me to go to a stationery shop or maybe a fountain pen shop as a next video. So I just want to say thank you to these 51 people who have left comments and encourage, like probably repeated comments on my videos over the last month. And I'm sorry if I like spaced you and like you're like, where the fuck was my name? Or maybe I skipped over you on my list. I didn't get to everybody. I think I rattled off everybody. But yeah, I just like I it's this big giant bucket of people I get, right? It's this giant like, you know, arena of people. But then there's this section where I feel like I am and where a lot of you are. It's like, you know, Phil side, the Phil zone, or page side, rage side, or I don't know what it is, but I'm so great. I see your names repeatedly and I'm like, yes, thank you so much. Yes, I'm encouraged. Yes, you give me, I mean, I get accused of being like this over enthusiastic person, which I know some of you find insufferable, but like I get it from you, from your nice comments and from you spending time watching the videos. I said this last night. I recommend if you watch me on double speed. I watch myself on double speed. Watch me at least on 1.5 and preferably 2.0, and don't use too much of your time because it's not that great, but I do put as much heart and soul as I can into these things. And it's because I do want you to be entertained, and I want you to be like, I want you to get a little nugget of something, be like, maybe I'll go dig into something like that. If that happens, then like I've done that feels good. Like it feels like I'm gonna it's time well spent. So from the bottom of my heart, Domo Arigato Gozaimasu. That's the name of this video. Domo Arigato Gozaimasu. This video that I just made, it was an hour and 15 minutes long. And the 10 of you guys who were hanging out the whole time, I really, really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching it with me and commenting on it. It's real fun. So yeah, it feels like a little thing, little group of homies, and I feel real good about it. So thank you. Let me read some comments, and sorry to just like go off there, but I appreciate it. Thank you. About the video I just made, 40 says this notion of moving through space in dancing. Oh, my mother's a ballerina, which 40 remembered, and we were talking about space and memory and intelligence and kind of dealing with life through movement. Is simpatico with fluency in writing, which also navigates space. Yeah, navigating space, right? Man, I will tell you a little bit someday about this some acting. I had like acting was flirting with acting aspirations at one point, and space was so much a part of it. It was really interesting. Yes, Ed Topo, your name got, thank you for the comments. This is that directory. I don't think I'll share this, but if anybody wants, if your name got mentioned and you want to add me on Instagram and send me a chat, I'm probably already added to you, and we've probably already chatted on Instagram, but if we haven't, add me on Instagram and send me a chat. And anytime you have anytime you want to say something or reach out or like connect on Instagram, I'll add it to my list here. I don't need your home address. I'm not going to come knocking on your door. I'm not publishing anything anywhere. This is just my own. I think it would be good for you to have, but I want to say, I want to know I want to know who's taking the time to give me their attention, and I want to reciprocate that with the same mindfulness and the same like good vibes. So that's really why I'm doing it. And I don't want to forget who Ed Topo is. I want to know who you guys are. I don't technically do content, only music playlists. Yeah, that's interesting, Ed. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, how do we put those? How do we? I mean, maybe I need a playlist. Maybe I need a content playlist sometime. How do you promote that? How do I? How do I like? Yeah, how can I know about your playlist? How can I get in tune with them? Maybe make maybe a newsletter that I sign up for that you send me a weekly playlist and I go check it out. Maybe that's a fun thing for me to do. Plus I don't play any vinyl now. That's okay. A lot of my videos aren't about vinyl or about music for that matter, but I still, it always comes back to music, but I still like to go wherever I want to go. It's interesting how context can illustrate something you never noticed before. Yes, dude, ass face, who just was the guy who sent me the lyrics for the Brown Eyed Women video or the Brown Eyed Women song. Yeah, context. I always thought, do 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 do. Virgil Kane is the name, and I served on the Danville train. What's in the summer of '65, we were hungry, just barely alive. I was like, how was it? Were people hungry, and was it cold in 1965? It took me, it took me a while before I realized that was 1865, and yeah, I need a little context to understand what that was about. I just wasn't clever enough to put it all together. Um, I never have a problem if someone insults my writing. Somehow my evaluation of writing is entirely separate from self-esteem. I see my evaluation as factual, both the writing strengths, flaws. Is this in response to like relying on like validation? Is that what you're saying? Is it like me? I wonder if that's what you're saying. I'm not sure, but like me admitting that these people give me they inspire me or motivate me is like validates my work when really I should be validating. It should be self-validating. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that's not what you're saying. I've always been solid that, but for you, in your case, I can see how that might be true, and it's also true for all of us. But I, I sometimes like I can be in a bad mood, and I can read one of these comments, and it can turn my whole day around. That comment from Kevin, that like turned my whole day around. It was so nice. Mazzy is virtually, what is that word? Bilocational, bilocational. Great guy. Bilocational. What does that mean? Am I at the end here? Oh, no. Okay, puts in the hours. I don't know that word. Oh, Stefan. Stefan is somebody. Stefan. Buck stops here. How could I miss Stefan? Buck Stops Here is another one that I'm very happy about. Buck Stops Here. Stefan, of course. Thank you for mentioning him, 4D. For sure. Buck Stops Here often appears on the streams. That's like that's the foot in the mouth moment there, right? It's like you forget to thank the drummer or whatever. But thank you, Stefan. I always appreciate Stefan's comments and his insights and his energy and everything. He's always a super good vibe. Stefan, maybe like I must have just like clicked on the wrong ones. The only thing about the reason being that I might miss him is because our time zones are really off. Japan's a very weird one. South Africa's an even weirder one. I think I only left comment on the Tokyo Toilets Tour. Definitely my favorite video this year. No, Ed, you left many comments. Otherwise, you would not be on this list. I saw 4 in a row, and I mean, if you want me to pull them up, I will. But there were, and I didn't go back as far as the Tokyo Toilets. You've left many kind comments. I mean, I don't know if you'd prefer that not be known. But you've been very sweet with your words, even if it's just been like a yo, nice video. I appreciate it. And all women, even if they just wander in looking to buy groceries, and of all women, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. 4D. I've got your new video queued. Yeah, please go watch it. Great video, Gary Harris. Thank you so much, Gary. I hope you heard my shout out to you. Thank you, Gary, for being here and for the encouraging words always. Maybe you should add that to your books, to your services, record stores and bookstores. Yeah, there's a whole town of Japan. There's a whole neighborhood of Tokyo, rather, that is called Jimbocho. Very famous for there's all these areas of Tokyo that are like, there's the ski and snowboard and sports town area. There's the guitar, used guitars and the music instrument set place. There's the record store, kind of, they're all over, but there's kind of like clusters of these places. And the bookstores, all the bookstores are in Jimbocho. And it's kind of a little bit far from me. It's kind of a little bit of a untapped, maybe not for others, but for me, it's a little bit of I haven't been there very much. It's a little bit off the beat. It's on the other side of town, and I don't find myself there a lot, but I know that if I got to spend a bunch of time in there. But the thing with books is like, I don't really know how people amass like huge book collections. I feel like if you're a business, it's like a great way to, if you need to burn some money at the end of the year, it's like I would love to spend like 10 grand on books. I would love to be like, you need to get rid of 10 grand quick, and be like, all right, I'm going to Jimbocho, and I'm just going to like buy all these. I probably would burn through it pretty fast, but then you need the space for the books and like the bookshelf. But there's something just it's the same thing like with the record shop. I heard there's a poet from Boulder who died very recently, a young gal, very young, maybe younger than me. Calling myself young here, but there was a gal who died. Let me find her name. Boulder poet. Death. Colorado's poet laureate has died. Yeah, her name was Andrea Gibson, and I met her many times. And at the time I knew her, she was not quite the laureate that she eventually became to be. Yeah, 49 years old. She ovarian cancer, and incredible poet. I go watch her work. She's on YouTube, Andrea Gibson. She talks about record shelves looking like the rings of a tree. I love that. I absolutely love that. And yeah, the spines of a bookshelf are just like they become an artwork, right? And a collection of art, a collection of records becomes like a thing to behold. And like an amazing bookshelf is the same thing. It's just like, wow, it's so impressive, and all the various sizes and scales and colors and words and letters this way and that way. And yeah, bookshelves are so cool. Your response to people who knock your work. Oh, okay. People who knock my work. And okay, what are we talking about? Okay. Aha, you're right. The self-criticism. I haven't. Okay. The validation, I think we were talking about. Yeah. I never have a problem. No, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a problem with it. But it goes from like sting to immediately like pity. And then it's like, but the sting is still there, but the pity's still there. And like the pity is, I don't want to feel the pity either, And yeah, that's part of like, I don't know if I'm a particularly empathetic person, but I feel pity. Like I feel like, oh, if they're leaving such a negative comment, that must mean they're like in a negative space. And poor person, and like then I'm giving, energy to a thing that, probably I don't need to or ought not to, but still I just feel like um yeah, it's a thing. Okay, thank you. To bilocate is to be in two places simultaneously. Yes, okay. What was the original word? Biloc lo, bilocational. I like that word. Bilocational. Yeah, it's he's quantum, right? That's that that would be an easier way to explain it. Mazzy's quantum. He's on two streams at the same time. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Um, oh good. Okay, I got here to the end. Uh, Gary Harris, thank you for the shout out. I really enjoy your work. Bringing a little Japan to Maryland. Awesome, dude. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get up on the stream and say thank you. That's what I wanted to do. That was the whole intention. I watched my spree, my YouTube spree has come to an end, and yeah, it'll still go, of course, but it's like this little run that I had is over. So I got my part two of my um, photographic video. It's just sitting there looking at me, saying, "Please finish me and put all these records away." But I have a part two of a photographic appreciation video that is the next thing on the docket that I'm going to bring up here in a little that'll be the next video, but there'll be other things probably interspersed before that. But I look at somebody like somebody who scripts videos, and who obviously like either obviously has like somebody else who's helping them make videos, or they're just like really good at also editing and being on-screen talent. Not calling this talent, but like I I do, and the document that I'll share, like in case anybody cares to see it. I don't know if I have it handy, but yeah, I do. Um, I will tell you one a pitfall of the video that I just made, which is like the interesting thing that happened on this video that I just made. I went to a Japanese bookstore, and I went and explored all of these influencers, like not YouTube influencers, like real tastemakers, real people with real influence in Tokyo in the like culture scene, and and it was all in Japanese, and you could tell some of these people were, some of them had lived in San Francisco, so I mean they're all sort of international, but a couple of them weren't. I could just tell they weren't. And but all the artist statements that I read, it was sort of this like installation in this bookstore, in case you didn't watch it yet. All the artist statements were in Japanese, and and they basically, like books, they all had a collection of books that they curated, and all the book lists were also in Japanese. And it took me the decision to decide, like, this is all Japanese, but I can see like 50% of these books are either originally in English, or they've probably been translated to English. And is this worth figuring it all out first before I even make a video about it? Because what I have to do is I have to take a picture of all of these artist statements, because I'm not going to ask the shopkeeper if she can provide me with all the bios of I'm just not going to ask. So I have to take pictures of all the artist statements. There was 15 of them, and I had to like translate them all using AI and using things, and then I had to basically make this cheat sheet that is I don't know, how big is this document, 33 pages. And I had to list up all the books, and I had to find out what each book was about. Here, I'll share it actually. Give me a second. I mean, this is going somewhere, don't worry. Okay. So yeah, this is Shinsaka Bookstore, and this was the shelf, the cheat sheet image of the shelf that I took, and this was the artist, and this is his name, and this is his Instagram, and I went and looked him up on Instagram, and I went and looked him up on Wikipedia, and then I translated his artist statement that is right here, and then I listed up his 10 books, and I probably ought to have double and triple checked this information to make sure that it was right, because AI didn't get all of them correct. And they didn't get all the titles correct, and they didn't get the authors' names correct in every case. And I have a feeling if this video makes its way to any of these people, they're going to be like, "Yo, you said that I liked Jonathan Livingston Seagull, but that wasn't on my list." And I'd be like, sorry, dude. Sorry. I didn't have a proofreader or something. I didn't have any help. And I just did this on my own. But it was like, I put this much, effort into it, and I read up about it. And like, obviously I haven't read all the books, but there's 150 books here to read, essentially. And but I learned about each of these people, and now if I see any of them on the street, which I met one of them, and I probably have very likely have an opportunity to meet more of them. And when I do, I can say, "Yo, I saw you. You had songlines. Bruce Chatwin. I read that book. I saw it at Shinsakabashi bookstore." I can say that when I see Ishikawa-san, and I can ask him about something. And so anyway, I see these YouTubers out there who they craft these videos in a way that, like, those of us who are just like coming on live streams and like winging it and just talking about a single record and just like blah 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 blah, we're not like there's another league of people who are like telling stories, like telling real, I don't want to say they're more powerful stories, but they're better told stories, right? They're just slick and polished. And I don't know if I could ever make like a slick and polished video, but this was obviously in that kind of direction. A far cry from it, but it was like headed that way. And I'll share this with you in case you want to see, and you can, if you want to request to edit something, you're welcome to. But I'll stop sharing that, and it's here, and you can only view that right now. But if you want to edit it, if you want request to edit it, and I'll gladly consider it. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know what I was saying, but I just was like kind of like comparing the nature of a video like this, just like a talking head to a camera, even if I'm just like in my record room and showing my record and talking about my record and my record. This, I tried to like, get some things happening and some things moving and some things, and even though I was sitting in the same space and like doing the same thing 15 times, I tried to make it a little bit engaging so that you weren't just like bored the whole time. And I don't really need it to be more. I don't wish it to be more, more anything other than what it wants to be or what I can do. But it's like, I did this on my lunch break, like that's how it goes. It took me 2 weeks to make this, and I would like to do it every 3 days. I would like to do it every, it's not realistic, but yeah, I'm just thinking like that. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, you have a video like this sometimes, and then you have a video like the other kind sometimes, and then you have a video like then you have like 10 different templates or 10 different sort of typology. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that, but I just do thank you for engaging and like let me send this a thank you out. And like, yeah, that's the end of the video that I worked on for 2 weeks, and now it's time to do something else. So thanks for hanging out, Gary, Ed Topo, Dude Ass Face, 4D, Stewart. Appreciate you being here, Northern Revolutions, and Ninja Cat Matt, and all and who left so many comments when I premiered the video, and buck stops here. One more, like, forgive me for not adding you to my big thank you shout out. And like, if you, yeah, I want to keep cultivating. I want to keep, like, I don't know where, I don't know what I'm saying, but like I want to make it's my tendency to like want to like make more. I don't mean like make more videos, but like I want it to be better, and I want it to be like I want to make the like sand castle bigger, and let's add another thing, and then we can do more, and it'll be more spectacular. And I don't know, that's what I want to, that's just my tendency to be that way. So I don't know how we're going to get to be more connected or more meaningful or more whatever, but I that inclination is like in my heart. So so yeah, thank you for helping to, you know, sort of always keep that on the front of my mind and just like crystallize that intention for me. Everybody who comments on my videos. Okay, guys, I'll appreciate you being here. I'll see you on the next one.